When Elbaf is done, where do the Straw Hats go next? Lodestar? More pressing matters elsewhere. Maybe Marijoa? First, they have to learn the true history from the Rio Pornoglyph. Laughtail then. First, they have to defeat the Blackbeard pirates. So Pirate Island? First, Blackbeard has to defeat Shanks. That leaves New Marineford as the location of the next arc. The next villain is thus Fleetadmiral Sakazuki. Luffy wasn't pushed to his limits since fighting Kaido. Blackbeard is still too weak. Imo is still too strong. Akainu is just right. This is also supported by the general structure of Elbaf, which is modeled after Sabaody. Obsessive ugly kidnapper turned airlie Road resembles Duval in appearance, character and action. Straw Hats met Gaban, Roger's left hand, and his girlfriend Ripley. On Sabaody they met Roger's right hand Rayleigh and his girlfriend Sharky. The people live on trees. Sabaody is not an island, it's a mangrove forest, growing from the ocean. On Sabaody, celestial dragons were attending a slave auction that included giants. On Elbaf, celestial dragons are trying to enslave all of the giants. Sabaody was followed by Marineford. Elbaf, which is New Sabaody, will be followed by New Marineford. The new Fleet Admiral moved headquarters. Oda didn't design a new HQ to not show it to us, otherwise he should have kept the old one. It was moved into the new world, making it easy for the Straw Hats to reach it. No need to cross the red line. Equally convenient is the food crisis in the Holy Land. Elders and Holy Knights are busy. Marijoa won't be able to send reinforcements should the Navy struggle, but this condition is temporary, a small time window that needs to be used soon. During the original Marineford War, Akainu was already fixated on Luffy, even though there were many pirates more notorious. He had the right instinct. Luffy has since then humiliated the world government countless times. All three admirals individually failed to capture him: Fujitora and Dressrosa, Ryokugyo and Wano, and Kizaru and Egghead. If he wants to get the job done, Akainu has to do it himself. He is chained to his desk though. He has to make Luffy come to him. His predecessor made an emperor come to Navy HQ. Sengoku used Ace as bait and Whitebeard bit. Doffy lured Luffy to the Colosseum by dangling the flame fruit, Ace's devil fruit, before him. Akainu, like Sengoku, will announce a public execution of people close to Luffy. Two such men were just defeated. I believe they were arrested off screen. Bartolomeo and Law. Both had their ship destroyed by an emperor. Both have winged chest tattoos. Both were born on the same day. Look it up, October 6th. I doubt this is a coincidence. And now they will face execution together. Akainu will try to make those two who were born on the same day also die on the same day. Each must have been pursued by the Navy. When Law came face to face with Blackbeard, Akainu himself was notified. We can assume that there were Marines on the ground, perhaps weak ones, but even those would suffice for fishing dying Law out of the water. You might remember Beppo saving his captain. He did, from Blackbeard. I doubt he outswam the Navy ships that came for them. Minks get exhausted. Ships do not. Some Vice Admiral or lower will have arrested Law. We have not seen him since then. When we saw Beppo again, Law wasn't in the panel. In Bartolomeo's case, there is no confirmation that the Navy was aware of his confrontation with Shanks, but it is highly likely. Shanks as an emperor is always monitored. After the reverie, the Grand Fleet must have become a priority as well. There, Leo and Sai committed the ultimate sin. They attacked a celestial dragon. Charlos almost died. Proudly and foolishly, they revealed their identities and relationship with Luffy. Normally, the Navy would send an admiral in response, but those were fighting the revolutionaries. Nevertheless, Marines must have been sent after all Grand Fleet captains later. The invasion of the Holy Land and the attempted murder of a celestial dragon won't be forgotten. Bato is as open as his colleagues about serving Luffy. His ship had a Luffy figurehead after all. Yesor blew it up. Bato, a devil fruit user, fell into the ocean. His whole crew must be injured from the explosion. Easy picking for Marines that must have watched him secretly. Law saved Luffy's life during the original Marineford War. It is only fair that Luffy returns the favor. And he already promised the Grand Fleet, including Bato, that he would come to their aid, if ever necessary. Back then it was foretold that the captains would each grow in power until they would cause an incident of historic proportion. That incident must be the upcoming new Marineford War. What else is their purpose? The only time we saw Whitebeard's Grand Fleet in action was during the Marineford War. Bartolomeo and the others became Luffy's subordinates by drinking Sakazuki cups, same name as that of the Fleet Admiral. Sakazuki killed Ace, who had become Luffy's brother, by drinking a Sakazuki cup. He will try to do the same to Bato. Bartolomeo has more things in common with Ace. He is the captain of the second ship. Ace was commander of the second division. Both like to tell strangers about Luffy to an unhealthy degree. In a flashback, Yamato got annoyed when Ace brought up Luffy repeatedly. Bato tried to sell Straw Hat merchandise to the people of Gartle Island, for example. Law and Ace are both Ds, though Law kept it a secret. He went by Trafalgar Law instead of Trafalgar D. Waterlaw. Ace went by Portgas D. Ace instead of Goal D. Ace. There was a manhunt going on for Roger's son. Law is the sole survivor of the massacre of Flevins. Ace was visited by Garp in Impel Down. Perhaps Law gets a visit from Sengoku to talk about Corazon. Despite their shared fate, Law and Bato do not get along. Bato treats Law with disrespect. On the way to Zoo, he threw away Law's bounty poster and refused to give him food, even though Law was the ally of his beloved Luffy. Therefore, Bato and Law forced together in a confined space 24/7 has great comedic potential. Will Bato continue being condescending, even in the Impel Down cell? And on the scaffold, they will react in opposite ways to Luffy coming to rescue them. Bato's eyes will fill with tears of joy. Law will be embarrassed. Many want Akainu to be taken out by Sabo or Dragon. Sabo can be ruled out due to power scaling alone. Dragon doesn't want to destroy the navy. Would his revolution succeed, there would still be a need for marines that hunt robbers or murderers. Though there is one admiral that doesn't care about that. Ryokugyu described celestial dragons as gods and has no qualms harming civilians. Sabo will start a forest fire on New Marineford. Akainu is not like his underling. He cares for ordinary folks, but he thinks anarchy would be a lot worse for them than the celestial dragon tyranny. The navy is the opponent of the pirates, so the leader of the marines ought to be taken down by the leader of the pirates, by the future pirate king. On Fishman Island, Jinbei informed aboard Luffy that during the time skip, two major changes had occurred: Blackbeard's rise to Emperor and Akainu's promotion to Fleet Admiral. Jinbei revealed the final foes, minus Imo. He couldn't have known about him. Right at the beginning of the new world, we could already have realized that Kaido and Big Mom would amount to nothing more than training tools to prepare for the real threats, Teach and Sakazuki. Teach does not appear threatening at all. Law made him bleed. Even Beppo managed to shove him away. In Loguetown he seemed dangerous. Now he looks like an oaf. Luffy has overtaken him. Teach would be the underdog right now. By beating Shanks, he will regain a menacing aura. Akainu, on the other hand, has reached his peak already. He was the MVP of Marineford, the one that did the most damage to Whitebeard. He would have annihilated all enemy pirates had Sengoku not stopped the fighting. Akainu would never have given that order, and now he sits in Sengoku's chair. Luffy has regrets regarding the original Marineford War as well. He failed to save Ace. Both must long for a replay of the Marineford War to find closure. When Jinbei uttered the word Akainu, Luffy flinched and touched the scar he got from the magma fist. Shanks at his meeting with Whitebeard mentioned that the scar he received from Teach was the only one of many that is still hurting. Those two scars represent unfinished fights, Blackbeard versus Red Hair and Luffy versus Red Dog, that might resume simultaneously. Teach could defeat Akagami when Luffy defeats Akainu.